And now it's time for a very, very important point of the day, the World Prize for International Integrated Development. And therefore, it's a great pleasure to welcome on stage the chair of the selection panel, directly from Australia, Dr. Lindsay Falvey. There you go.
Thank you very much, Lillian. And thank you for welcoming my wife and I here to Denmark. I will speak briefly because you don't need to hear about the prize or about me. You need to hear about the winner of the prize, and that's what's coming next. Distinguished guests here today, it's a great honour to hear you speak about these things which are completely consistent with what the World Prize for Integrated Development strives to acknowledge. It's also an honour to be able to administer the prize to the inaugural recipients. This is the first time the prize has been offered. It recognises a track record in integrated approaches to development. This might sound bland and naive and what we have done before in the past, because we've all heard of integrated development projects and so forth. Even the engineers talked of integrated development projects. This is something different. This is talking of a holistic view of life, total well-being in life in the way that the former Prime Minister has introduced. So there is not only meeting the basic needs of the body and the basic ways of living or sustaining what we want to sustain, although that's not always the right approach. It is also about that essential spiritual part of our natures. Now, whether we define this as psychological or whether we define it as spiritual in a conventional sense, doesn't matter. These are all part of it. And what the prize is recognising is that in the past, our aid has not always worked for reasons that we have had a brilliant idea based on our own worldview and have failed to acknowledge the worldview of the recipients with whom we work. And those people have their own worldview. That is the important worldview. That's what integrated development aims to be about, and that's what the prize aims to acknowledge. Now, before introducing the inaugural prize laureates, let me just tell you who is on this selection panel with me. I just happen to be the chair, but I have 4 outstanding people with whom I work, one of whom is here today, Elspeth Krø. Could I ask you to put your hand up, please? Elspeth is Danish, that's why she is here today, and Elspeth is representing those types of things which the prize is trying to aspire to. She is working with Indigenous communities around the world with Danida Save the Children. With her is Elizabeth Adu from Ghana, and I should say the 5 of us come from the 5 different continents of the world, and then we try and balance gender within that. So I'm starting off with the ladies. Elizabeth Adu is from Ghana. She is a development lawyer from the World Bank, recently retired, and agreed to help us with this in her retirement. Then there is Carlos Perez del Castillo from Uruguay, the most highly decorated person from Uruguay. He sits on high-level committees for security in the world. He was the chairman of the WTO dispute between Boeing and Airbus. He knows how to sort out integrated problems. And the final member is Michai Virivaidya from Thailand, an old friend, but better known as Mr. Condom. He is the UN AIDS ambassador for the world. He did this by introducing children to that a condom should be in every house in Thailand, initially for population control, then for AIDS. But he has done much more than that, established schools that are self-funding private schools. He's been recognised widely, the Bill and Melinda Gates Award, the International Awards of the United Nations, the Ramon Magsaysay Award. These 5 people, I'm speaking of the other 4 people, are internationally recognised people who have helped us mount this concept of an integrated development prize. It's also fitting that I acknowledge Niras. Niras has warmly welcomed funding this prize. This is a prize that offers 20,000 euros in cash as well as the award and a number of other things. by recognising that working across all of the spectrum of development, this enables integrated development to be put into reality. And I would just simply like to acknowledge Karsten and Tor here today for supporting this prize and making it what it has become already. But now to the laureate. The inaugural World Prize is awarded to Hans Rosling, Ola Rosling and Anna Rosling. And I've been told my pronunciation of Scandinavian names is atrocious, but I think you know who I mean. Anna is here as the representative, and they represent Gapminder, the organisation they have jointly created, which is a means of integrating knowledge to make detailed statistical information readily intelligible to a wide group of people, but particularly policymakers from the point of view that I want to point out. In doing this, it destroys some myths and prejudices that we all have of just assuming that these statistics add up to this. But when presented with a time frame and showing changes, this can actually change the way that we look at the world, or give us a worldview which is somebody else's worldview. This has been critically important in informing a number of decisions in international development. In doing so, they join the legacy of a number of people who have been working with integrated development under many different names to try and bring in those views of the different people involved in development in a manner of partnership, rather than we're already rich, we'll show you how to become rich. We're already happy, we'll show you how to be happy. This is trying to understand other people, to work with them. This is what this statistical approach can do. So Anna, I'm very pleased to welcome you to here today, and in your, please come up. Yes, there's something to give to you here. I am going to say something. But before I give this to you,
yes.
Let me just say that in doing this, the committee, the selection panel, wanted me to repeat these words, that they see that this organisation, Gapminder, has created an integrated innovation of global significance. This is the statement, the highest statement that this committee awards. So Anna, I am pleased to offer you this certificate, but I'm sure that other people will be pleased to send you a cheque. Congratulations on behalf of Gapminder in winning this award.